I do want to get into how the Atlanta Hawks can get Kevin Durant in a Hawks uniform maybe next season. I don't think it's going to happen during the trade deadline. It doesn't sound like KD will be available. Seems like he's going to play this season out with Spencer Dinwiddie and Dorian Finney-Smith and Ben Simmons and see how it goes. But if Kevin Durant does become available, we know before when Kevin Durant demanded a trade, the Hawks had their name in. The Hawks were a team, reported by multiple sources, that they were trying to get in the mix, and they were actively going after Kevin Durant. Will they do the same thing this time around? I think the answer is most definitely yes. Every team is going to at least probably and make the call. But I think the Hawks will be a serious contender to get Kevin Durant. Now, with that being said, who do you give up? Listen, y'all. I know some of y'all not going to like this, so just go ahead and buckle your seatbelt up. Get ready. Trae Young is in that trade. For me, he is. Listen, KD didn't get traded the first time because there was no pot sweet enough for the Brooklyn Nets. You feel me? So just offering up DeAndre Hunter, Bogey Bogdanovic, John Collins, that ain't going to be enough. Because you probably offered that the first time. And guess what? KD isn't in an Atlanta Hawks uniform now, is he? No. But you know what's going to make that pot sweet enough? Trae Young. Now, I'm not trading Trae Young for anybody else besides like a LeBron or a KD caliber type of player. Not LeBron specifically, but like that type of player, obviously. But I will trade Trae Young for KD. You're telling me you wouldn't want to have a team of DeJounte Murray, Kevin Durant. Maybe you get to keep Bogey in it. And if not, you got AJ Griffin. You probably, if you give up Trae Young, you probably get to keep John Collins. Because the money would match up. You give up Trae Young, DeAndre Hunter, you probably get that money to match up. You probably have, the Nets probably have to throw in another player to get money to match on their side. But Trae Young is the cornerstone of that trade. I'm just saying, I'd do it. Think about it. KD, he is older. I know that's going to be one of y'all's first arguments. He's an older player. Why would you give up Trae Young, a younger superstar, for an older superstar? KD is 34 years old. But the way he plays the game, he's not a Giannis. He's not a banging down low type of player. He's a finesse shooter. He's more of a finesse player. He can last longer in the NBA. He can last about as long as LeBron is going to be able to last. So your championship window with KD, if you get him, let's say next year, you have a solid 4 to 5 year championship window, in my opinion. Now, you're probably thinking, why give up Trae Young? Why don't you just give them DeJounte Murray? I don't think they would want DeJounte Murray. Again, you got to make the pot sweet enough for the Nets to pull the trigger. You saw the Nets were content with not trading him. They told KD, suck it up. You ain't getting traded. Nobody is coming back with a good enough offer. You're staying here. They did it once. They'll do it again. You got to make the pot sweet enough. If you want KD, you got to give up a KD caliber player. And the only player we have like that on this roster is who? Trae Young. He's got to go. And that's okay. I like KD and DeJounte Murray. DeJounte, he's not a better passer than Trae Young. Listen to me. He's not a better passer than Trae Young. He's a better facilitator than Trae Young. There's a difference. How many times, be real Hawks fans, how many times have we said The ball moves better when DeJounte Murray's in the game and Trae Young isn't. Huh? How many times have we said that? Don't get brand new now. Don't get brand new now. You said it. Even if you haven't tweeted it, even if you haven't said it out loud, you've thought it. You've had that thought. I've said it out loud. I've said it on these airwaves before, and I'll say it again. I'm saying it right now. The ball moves better with DeJounte Murray. The ball doesn't stick as much. The ball movement is better. I'm throwing in Trae Young to get KD. You have a two-way defender in DeJounte Murray. KD isn't terrible on defense. We know that. He can hold his own defensively. You build around DeJounte and KD. You probably, again, get to keep John Collins. You keep AJ Griffin. You still have Clint Capella. Now, depending on how much you want to alter little pieces here and there, that's yet to be seen. But I'm building around KD and DeJounte. And I think you have a championship team like that. Period. Would you do it, Hawks fans? Let me know. @_Dylan Mathews. Also, we'll talk to Brad Botkin next as well. Forgot to tease that. So make sure you stay locked in right here on Sports Radio 92.9 The Game in the Hometown Take here with your boy Dylan Mathews, CBS NBA writer. Brad Botkin will join us here in about 9 minutes. But again, got to be realistic. If you all want a big fish like KD, you got to give up a big fish in Trae Young. DeJounte Murray, not going to get the job done. DeAndre Hunter and John Collins, not going to get the job done. The only way you get KD, you give in Trae Young. Period. And I'm doing it. If they'll take it, I'm doing it. If they'll take, and again, they would have to make the money match up. I don't know exactly what player the Nets would have to give up to make the money match up, but you give up Trae Young and DeAndre Hunter for KD. And look, you may not even have to give up DeAndre Hunter. If you give Trae Young, you maybe can do Trae Young, a smaller player from the Hawks, maybe a Trae Young and a bogey for KD and another role player for the Nets. You may not even have to throw in DeAndre Hunter because you're giving up Trae Young. I think you can pull it off. If you want big prizes, you want big money, you got to make big bets. Let's get a quick call in. 404-741-0929 before we talk to Brad Botkin. Ken is calling from Riverdale. Ken, what's going on, man? How you feeling? Would you give up Trae Young in a trade for Kevin Durant? How do you feel?
I don't know how to feel about that, man. It's an interesting proposal you just made, though. It's very interesting. But going back to what you were saying about Trae not playing last night, that really must have rubbed you the wrong way.
It did. It did, Ken.
I could tell. I could definitely tell, man. He's missed a couple of games like that. It kind of had me scratching my head. What happened to the hungry Trae Young that I used to know, man? And if he's not willing to get back to that point, then yeah, I would trade him, definitely, for a superstar like Durant, and you still got Murray. And not to mention, Durant can pick up the phone and say, hey, come play with me.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, Trae, I don't think could do that right now. So yeah, I'd be for it. But I don't want to give up too much more though.
Nah, you won't have to give up too much more. I don't think so.
Yeah, good job though, man. I like that.
Appreciate you, Ken. Appreciate you calling up from Riverdale. Thank you so much for the phone call. Ken makes a good point too. You can get some free agents to maybe take a little bit less and come here because guess what? KD has that pull. Trae Young had the pull to get DeJounte Murray in here. But does he still have that same pull now? After what has gone on this season? We saw what the players think about him. He ain't an all-star. The players voted him 12th. KD still got that pull, though. Think about it. Build around KD and DeJounte. And again, thinking about it now, you may not even have to give up DeAndre Hunter. You may be able to keep DeAndre Hunter. And if that's the case, I'd do that trade yesterday. What do y'all think, man? Tweet at me at _Dylan Mathews, 447-410-929, the Solomon Brother Diamond text line